How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to yet another weekly warehouse update. Got some pretty sick drops that went down this week. These actually just released yesterday, but there's still some in stock, so you'll have to definitely check them out. We're gonna walk through the whole drop, but first off, this little gold orbit diamond. Bunch of different colors still in stock of these. They're absolutely insane. Gorgeous, gorgeous disc. Get that back where it belongs. Then over here, Ricky won the preserve, so obviously they gotta do a Dimax commemorative disc. If you've been collecting these, there's been a bunch of Chris and Tatar ones, and now there's some Ricky ones as well. As they keep winning, there's gonna be more and more to collect. This is an EMAC Truth, so some people might wanna throw it, but this is definitely more of a gotta catch them all, collect them all, put them on your wall type of a disc there. Down here, speaking of Ricky, we still have some Sake Bomb slammers. These are Fusion Ice Orbit. Yes, I got that right, thank goodness. Fusion Ice Orbit Sake Bomb slammers. These are some of the better feeling Sake Bomb slammers that have come through our door. Nice stiff rim, a little bit softer flight plate, board flat, great feel in the hand. And if you're looking for something that's crazy overstable that you're barely gonna be able to throw anywhere, then there you have it. Raptor Eye Sake Bomb Slammer. That's a mouthful. Next one down here, only a few of these left. I don't know if you saw Trevor throwing these. The Sapphire. I think the Sapphire is overlooked by a lot of people because it's in their easy to use line, which makes you think it's gonna be way too flippy for you to throw usably. But this is not, that's not this disc. This disc is a hyzer flip machine. You can actually like lay into it and it's not gonna roll. It gets kind of thrown in with the diamond because they're both in that easy to use line, but it's not. These things are incredible. So if you're looking for a good hyzer flip driver, check out the Sapphire. If you're not looking for a good hyzer flip driver, then this is your best option, the Lucid Ice Orbit Enforcer Meat Hook. Meat Hook. These things are not gonna be, they're just gonna be like big flex shots on hyzer. It's not gonna flip up. These things are gonna be incredible for headwinds and just really overstable stuff out there. So Lucid Ice Orbit Enforcer. And the Lucid Ice Orbit is just, it looks gorgeous. Very, very cool. And then we also have some stock stuff from Westside, the Tournament Catapult, a nice 14 speed that's still comfortable in your hand. I would say it's most companies 13 speeds. These will actually, you can get a little bit of turn out of them, a consistent finish there as well. And then last but not least, one of the more underrated mids in the Trilogy lineup, which when we talk about Trilogy, Westside, Latitude 64, Dynamic, all made by the same company. So we call them Trilogy because they're all actually now, they're all owned by the same company. So that's what, when we say Trilogy, what we mean. Anvil 4204, one of the best feeling Trilogy mids on the market, in my opinion. Feels really good forehand, really good backhand. It's almost like a slower verdict in the profile. And then nice, consistent, overstable, very low glide. You're gonna love this disc as well. So a lot of fun stuff just came in from Trilogy.
All right, we've got some exciting Prodigy discs. I know not everybody's a huge fan of Prodigy, but this is a very good lineup that they've just come out with. First, I'll get to some of the stuff, well, really one of the things that you've probably seen before. The F5 is now out in their Air Spectrum plastic. Now, first of all, let me just say, look at the burst patterns going on these. I mean, this is some of the craziest swirls I have seen on discs yet. The F5, I'll let you know a little secret. The F5 was my go-to fairway driver and Hunter's really when we were in college. When we threw Prodigy, the F5 is a great hyzer flip driver. And if you're looking for a lightweight and not even crazy lightweight, some of these are like, this one's 162. So some of them are still just like a little bit lighter. If you're looking for a really good flip up fairway driver or something that turns over, or if you're looking to get a beginner level fairway driver, the F5 is a great option. This is honestly my favorite Prodigy mold. Now, on to some new stuff. Talking very beginner, this is the F9 from Prodigy, a brand new mold. I think this may win the crown of flippiest disc I've ever thrown. And that's where this is supposed to fit because, you know, with Prodigy with their F line of fairways, the higher the number, the flippier the disc is supposed to be. The F7 was their previously flippiest disc. The 9 is even flippier. So this is the ultimate, if you are a beginner or somebody with not a lot of arm speed, this is the ultimate disc to try out because you will be able to get this disc to fly straight. If you are somebody who's more advanced, this is the best first roller disc you can imagine because you can throw this disc flat or even with some hyzer and get hard low ceiling rollers. A lot of people don't know how to throw those rollers when the ceiling is low. They don't have a lot of room. You need something like this that you can rip low and it'll bite down quick. So the F9 is very cool for those kind of utility shots. If you're looking for something just crazy flippy, this is it. Some other new molds that are really exciting. We have the Feedback. So this is part of their collab series with Kevin Jones. The Feedback is really, really good. Hunter, I think, put this one in his bag, in fact. It flies like a Thunderbird from Innova with just maybe a little bit more seasoning. It might have a little more give to it, but oftentimes that's a very sought after disc, a Thunderbird with a little bit of seasoning to it. I would describe it, if you're familiar with Discraft, maybe think about a Vulture. This is probably a little more stable than a Vulture, brand new. And a little bit less stable than an Onyx, but it sits in that 9-speed slot, and I think this is a very good 9-speed fairway. It just is comfortable in the hand, flies great, has plenty of glide, very good option. Last disc I want to show you from Prodigy, another new one. This is the Shadowfax, so this is part of their Airborne Kayla Visca collab series. Now this disc, I think, from what I've heard, has been advertised as being straight to understable. That doesn't appear to be the case. Brad was throwing it yesterday, said it was very overstable, and Hunter and I, when we first grabbed it, thought to ourselves, this disc looks overstable. So we'll have to see if that varies, but from what we can tell, this is an overstable option in the 10-speed, probably something that's going to be more like an Onyx from Discraft, or maybe even more stable, but it has a really cool 2-foil stamp on there, the little Shadowfax stamp, so make sure to check out all this new Prodigy. Prodigy is really starting to find a rhythm, especially with these collab discs. So if you haven't checked them out, if you're looking to give Prodigy a try, this is the best place to start with these collab series things because they're making them really, really nicely. So make sure to look into that.
All right, I want to highlight a few discs from Mint Discs. It's been a little while since we've talked about them. They have some of the best plastic on the market because, spoiler alert, they're made by MVP, who has some of the best plastic on the market. So this is basically like Streamline, but it's mint. So all different molds, really fun stamps. First thing I want to highlight here is the Alpha. Feels a lot like a C-Line PD, to be honest with you. Really fun, like Gorilla stamp there. 2-foil, feels incredible forehand, incredible backhand, really comfortable, nice, overstable. Next one down here, one of the straightest mids on the market that no one's talking about, the Mustang. This is in their Nocturnal Glow plastic. We also have some in their Apex plastic. Really, really comfortable disc, dead straight disc. I actually bagged one for a little bit, I think possibly even before we even started carrying Mint. It was just a really, really solid mid-range, really comfortable. It was, at that time, I hadn't thrown the Hex. I don't think the Hex was out yet. There were several other discs, but at that time I was like, this is the closest thing to a Buzz on the market, but it doesn't feel like a Buzz. Which, for me, I love the flight of the Buzz. It doesn't fit in my hand well. I just don't like the feel of it. So the Mustang was my go-to for a little bit there. And then last thing I want to highlight, there's a lot of other great discs over here, Diamondbacks, Bullets, Bobcats, but I want to talk about the GOAT. Now, I'm not talking about Kristen Tatar, even though if you're looking at what she's doing in European Open, you might get that mixed up. I'm talking about this Power Distance Driver from Mint Discs. Actually has Des Redding's name on it, which, other GOAT. It's kind of like their Destroyer. Consistent flight, nice overstability, really grippy, tacky plastic. If you're worried about it being flippy, A, probably don't, but B, we also have it in Eternal plastic, which is going to make it a lot more overstable. So if you're looking for a good, consistent distance driver that's really low profile, feels great on forehands, check out the GOAT. Might be what you're missing.
All right, DGA, we're back into it. Listen, if you're not on the DGA train yet, you need to hop on because this is Discraft manufactured plastic and they have different molds, stuff that Discraft doesn't make in their lineup. It fills in some gaps and it's some really cool stuff. First thing I'm going to tell you about is the Steady. We still got a bunch of these. These are the Stone Steadies, so it's kind of like CT plastic. Well, I say kind of like, it is CT plastic from Discraft. They have these, one thing that's cool about the Steady, they have these in a beadless option and a option with a bead. Not many putters do that, very cool. These ones here are the beadless options. These are my putters from last year. If I didn't run the whole bit of me like picking a new putter each year, there's no reason I would have switched away from Steadies. They are a great putter. They're a great option. Like I said, we have them in beadless and with a bead. How cool is that? Very nice. These are like just a great, these putters, there's just nothing wrong or like extreme about them. They just fly straight and they're good options. And there's also other plastics you can grab those in. Another one I want to talk about is the Squall. So the Squall is, I think, actually the first disc I ever threw from Discraft, or from, yeah, I said Discraft, from DGA. We have them in the SP line here. These are one of my favorite speed slots because they are 6-speed discs and you don't see a lot of 6 speeds these days. But what that means is you get something that feels like a mid-range but flies almost as far as your fairways do. So it's just like a little bit narrower mid-range. And these are -1 and I found that they are like pretty much dead straight. Honestly, if you're looking for something that's considered a longer buzz, this is pretty spot on with that. I've thrown this squall a number of times and they are just great, really glidey flyers, and they go further than you will get a buzz to go. Some other things that we've got, we currently have the Vortex in stock. These are the Katrina Allen stamped ones, which I just think are a really great, clean stamp. The signature there, the logo there. The Vortex is something that she designed to basically be incredibly understable. This is something that you can get flat to roller. You can get good hyzer flips out of it. If you're ever seeing Katrina Allen on tour throwing hyzer flip fairways, this is what she's using. She's using the Vortex. She wanted a disc that she could guarantee toss it out on hyzer left, backhand, and count on it to turn over right. So that's a great option. And then the last disc I wanted to again talk about is the Quake. If you weren't watching last episode, I was just basically gushing about this disc because it's in my bag right now. On the West Coast tour, I threw this disc so many times. It is nice and overstable without dumping. You can lean into it, give it some anhyzer, and it'll just push out, but it'll always have a little fade at the end. And if you give it hyzer, it'll hold it the entire way. It can fight wind, and it's not like it's pretty much, I think it's beadless, you would consider it. It's super comfy in the hand. I don't really know how it accomplishes the flight it does with the feel that it has, because it feels like a really comfortable straight mid-range, but it has nice overstability. Really recommend checking out the Quake. I genuinely love this disc, and it is in my bag, and I do not know what would take it out of my bag. So if you haven't looked into DGA yet, those are just some molds. We have some other stuff that we have. We still have Hurricanes in stock, incredibly underrated distance driver. We've got Breakers in stock right now, very popular upshot disc. So make sure to check out DGA. It's very good stuff.
All right, last but not least, we're back in the Clash section. There's so many good discs here that I feel like we have to pop in here every week to highlight something new. This is actually the newest addition to my bag. This is actually the exact type of one, the Fudge. So what happened was I was throwing the PA3, Glow PA3. I still am, don't worry. The Glow PA3, the PA3 in general, one of the best putter molds ever created, don't at me. But the Glow one has been in my bag for a long time, really consistent flyer, absolutely love it. It's losing its overstability. That's what happens when a disc is in your bag for a long time. So now it's just dead straight, which is bumping out my Proxy. So I'm like, do I keep the Proxy? Do I keep the PA3? I like the PA3 a lot more, but I wanted something that was consistent, had a lot of glide and a nice finish. Enter the Fudge. Really good feeling disc. Honestly, has a similar rim to the PA3, but has a little more dome to it. So it almost like kind of fits the vibe that I'm used to throwing anyways, and much more overstable than my current PA3. So I put the Fudge straight in my bag. I'm very excited to be throwing it all over Trevor during monthly matches and everything. We also have the Softy Fudge, which if you want a nice little putting putter version, that's what I was putting with in the Clash Discs integration. Another one to highlight that I think is getting overlooked by a lot of people is right here, the Berry. Another incredible feeling dead straight disc out there. This is actually their Scott Withers Sunny Plastic Berry. The Sunny Plastic's really, really nice, grippy. Just dead straight, board flat, feels incredible forehand, incredible backhand. You can really lay into these things and not worry about them turning over too much. We also have them in a Blueberry Glow. I mean, doesn't get much cooler than that. I've never tested this, but if this Blueberry Glow doesn't glow blue, I would be very disappointed. Do we know if it glows blue?
It does glow blue.
It does glow blue. Not disappointed, thank goodness. I was say you can't call something Blueberry Glow and have it glow green. That'd be a greenberry glow. But here you go, Blueberry Glow Berry, a little bit gummier. This is actually the one I threw. Really nice, you throw it flat, you can get a little turn, throw it on a little hyzer, it'll pop up a little bit. Incredible straight flyer, but Clash Disc in general is putting out some of the best plastic on the market. If you haven't tried it, I would really recommend it. They got a little something for everyone. So whether you're looking for a little spice in your life and you want to just throw that perfect minty shot, or if you're, you know what, I'm not gonna do any more dad jokes. I'm getting booed off the stage. So let's just walk over to the accessories real quick. I'll show you those. All right, I want to highlight two big things back here. First off, one of my favorite, the Foundation Dry Fit Performance shirts. I've been wearing these all the time. I'm actually surprised I don't have one on. I'll just pull one out of the bag here. This one's already not quite folded up. So you can see the design here. Nice big Foundation logo. on a dry fit shirt, good, stretchy, really lightweight. I actually run in these all the time, absolutely love them. Quick wicking material, really lightweight. It feels like you're not even wearing a t-shirt, so for months like this, that's what you want to do. I'll back that back up in a second. The other thing I want to highlight is we obviously still have a few of the Performance Dad hats. One of my favorite hats we've ever ran. Fits, I mean, pretty much every size head. This thing is incredible. We have a few of them left. We just put a big restock order in, so be on the lookout for those coming up soon. We also have a few of the Bogey Bro rope hats. These are for big heads. Doesn't fit my head. So if you have a big head though, you're gonna love that hat. What does fit most head sizes out there is our classic trucker hat. These things are just your classic go-to typical snapback hat. We got them in black, we got them in navy, we got them in like a little gray navy action. So all the hats you could ever want. These are like the hats that stuck with us for literally the first hats we ever ran were on these Yupong hats. So 4.5 years of us running these hats, and we've never, ever, ever been disappointed. So if you're looking for just a good quality hat just to rock out there on the course, pick them up. That's going to wrap it up for this week's update. We'll see you next week.